What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network for a deck profile on ADP Zacian for the Ultra Prism through Darkness Ablaze standard format, which is pre-rotation. So this format will just be played for the Atlas POG 2020 online tournament. If you need more information on that, I do have a link in the description down below. Before we get into this deck profile, shout out to PotownStore.com, the best place for you to get PTCGO codes, and use code Celio for 5% off. So ADPZ doesn't gain a whole lot. My list isn't anything too spicy, but I think it's solid and consistent and does what it needs to do. And I think ADPZ is very strong in both pre-rotation and post-rotation Darkness Ablaze standard. Especially because we have new VMAX Pokemon coming out like Centiskorch and Eternatus that are going to be the leads of some pretty strong decks. And ADPZ can just use Alter Creation, gust around the big ones, and knock out 2 double prize Pokemon to win the game. And you also have access to Zamazenta. So there's a lot going for ADPZ. It just sees as a solid, consistent, very strong, aggressive deck. So we start out with 3 Zacian V. Of course, you could consider 4 just for consistency purposes. And it has the ability Intrepid Sword. I'm sure you've all seen Zacian V at one point or another. But just to recap, 220 HP metal type Pokemon. Intrepid Sword, you draw 3 cards. If any of them are metal, you can attach them to Zacian, and your turn ends. And then Brave Blade does 230 for 3 metal energy. So the Pokemon just has so much going for it between its ability, its attack, its HP, the metal support that surrounds it, sharing a type with ADP. Just a lot is going for it. We have 3 Jirachi. I feel like 3 Jirachi is a sweet spot, especially since we have 3 Zacian V as well, which is a consistency card. So like turn 1, we can just use Intrepid Sword pass. We don't necessarily always need to have a Jirachi, but it is nice to have. And with Dragapult VMAX probably going down in popularity, it's safer to play Jirachis now. They were a bit of a liability in a Dragapult heavy format. Next we have ADP Arceus Dialga Palkia Tag Team, which is very important. We get to use Alter Creation for a metal energy and a water energy, and the full effect for the rest of your game, your Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra water energy attached to it, when your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from those attacks, take 1 more prize card. And then Ultimate Ray swings for 180 after the Alter Creation buff, and can attach 3 basic energy from your deck to your Pokemon in any way you like. And then we have 1 Zamazenta V, 230 HP metal type with Dauntless Shield, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon VMAX, and Assault Tackle does 130, discard special energy, 160 after Alter Creation buff. So Zamazenta V can just swing safely into an opponent's board that only has VMAXs or doesn't really have anything else set up to attack, and you could sometimes just get a free attack off, or make them have to work to gust around Zamazenta, or make them have to work for a non-VMAX attacker. Then we have a good bit of support Pokemon here, actually. We have 2 Dedenne GX, 1 of the new Crobat V, which allows you to draw up to 6 cards when you play it down, so you could potentially play a Crobat and a Dedenne in the same turn. Then we also have an Eldegoss V to get a supporter out of the discard pile into your hand. And we have an Oranguru with Primate Wisdom. Once during your turn, you can switch a card from your hand to the top card of your deck. Let me just put these over. Realize they're going to the edge of the camera view a bit there. And we have 1 Duraludon as an attacker. This is kind of like, it's an okay first attack. Swings 30, attach a metal energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. So maybe like if a Pokemon only has a little bit of damage, a little bit of HP left, you can actually swing 60 with this for 1 energy after Alter Creation and accelerating energy to your bench. But Power Beam after Alter Creation does 140 for 3, and you can one-shot Decidueyes with that. So attacking into Decidueyes with this, you can knock out 2 of them and take 4 prizes after Alter Creation. So that's pretty solid. That's it for the Pokemon. Next, we will look at the supporters, which I did say, like, this deck is going to be just pretty Pretty simple. Not a lot of flashy stuff. We have 4 Professor's Research, we have 3 Marnie, and we have 3 Boss's Order. So nothing too fancy. You could consider a Malolana, but I think Malolana is only good if Dragapult VMAX is still seeing play. So Professor's Research is our ideal supporter. We also have Marnie, which can disrupt the opponent a little bit, and Boss's Order is incredibly important in this deck because we want to just knock out anything we can. We want to knock out 2 double prize Pokemon and win the game that way, because we can with Alter Creation. And of course, Eldegoss is an extra out to Boss's Order. Onto the items, we have 4 Quick Ball, 4 Metal Saucer, 4 Switch. So I'm not playing Turbo Patch, and some people have asked me about Turbo Patch in ADP Zacian. I think it's a little extra. I don't think it's necessary. I actually, in terms of coin flip items in ADPZ, I think Order Pad is probably the best coin flip item. It gets you the most value, because with Order Pad, if you need extra energy, you could just search out Metal Saucer with it, which is arguably almost the same as flipping heads on a Turbo Patch and attaching an energy. So you could Order Pad and get Metal Saucer, but you can also Order Pad and get something else that you need. It's more versatile. So I think Order Pad is probably the best coin flip item to have in ADPZ if you're choosing to go for a little bit of a high roll route with coin flips. After that, I think Crushing Hammer is potentially the second best coin flip item to have in ADPZ. And then after that is Turbo Patch. But I have not found a need for Turbo Patch. I think the deck runs fine without it. Now, in maybe a straight Zacian build with like maybe Luke Metal and other metal attackers, Turbo Patch might be okay if you're just going for that turbo route, like you want to just like swing 230 on turn 1, do something crazy on turn 1 like that. But for ADPZ, I think it's been fine all along with just the 4 Metal Saucers. You can still pull off the plays you need, and I don't really see a need to have like a coin flip energy acceleration in the deck. Just wanted to talk a little on that since I have gotten questions about Turbo Patch and ADPZ. I think it's fine to try it out, see if it's for you, but I think there's other better coin flip items we have as options. Then we have 3 Energy Switch, which serves 2 purposes, kind of. So, Energy Switch is good to go for the turn 1 Altered Creation. So if you can attach Water Energy to ADP, Metal Saucer a metal to a metal Pokemon, and then Energy Switch that metal energy to ADP, switch into ADP, or if ADP was already active, and then Alter Creation turn 1 going second. Energy Switch is good for that. It can also mitigate Crushing Hammers or Yell Grunts or any kind of energy removal. So then you can do that combo maybe on turn 2, Metal Saucer, attach Energy Switch. And it also is good to get energy off of a Pokemon when you are done using that Pokemon. So let's say you altered Creation, and your next attack, it's better if you use Brave Blade rather than Ultimate Ray. So you can maybe switch into Zacian, Energy Switch attach. Off an energy from the ADP, or energy switch onto Zamazenta, because keep in mind, Zamazenta is 2 metal and a colorless, so this can actually use water energy, so just keep that in mind. It can use the water energy off of ADP, as well as Duraludon can use the water energy off of ADP, but Zacian cannot. Zacian needs 3 metal energy, exactly. So Energy Switch is a great utility card to have in this deck. Then we have 2 Energy Spinner to consistently get us our water energy, and just some energy to discard as well to accelerate with Metal Saucer. And we have 2 Cherish Ball, since Cherish Ball grabs us either ADP or Dedenne GX. It's a nice extra 5th and 6th ball search. It's not grabbing us Crobat, it's not grabbing us Zacian, but it is either getting us to dump our hand draw 6 or getting our Pokemon that we really, really need early on. Then we have a Big Charm, Metal Frying Pan, a Skateboard 1/1/1 split as our tools. A Skateboard is great for Jirachi. You could consider a second one, but I like to have a little bit more space in my deck for consistency elsewhere. I do think 1 Skateboard's fine, but 2 Skateboard is also a consideration. And I have the split of Big Charm Metal Frying Pan because Metal Frying Pan is your ideal tool on Zacian because it removes fire weakness, which can be important in this upcoming meta with Scorch VMAX being good. Metal Frying Pan can also be important on Zamazenta with Scorch being good because they can attack you with something like a Heatran X for 130 and one-shot you, but if you have Metal Frying Pan, it removes your weakness. Big Charm, of course, is better on ADP because it makes ADP a 310 HP monster, and Metal Frying Pan, of course, does not work on ADP. You could consider Toughness Cloak to give Zacian V or Zamazenta V plus 50 HP, but if something swings into Zacian V or Zamazenta V twice with a Metal Frying Pan attached, you're reducing 60 total damage over the course of 2 attacks. So Metal Frying Pan will usually just get more value than a Toughness Cloak would. And then to finish up the trainers here, we have 1 Great Catcher, 1 Chaotic Swell. I'll just put my 1-ofs right there. And then onto the energy to finish the deck, we have 9 basic metal energy and 2 basic water. So just making sure everything's in frame. If you want to like screenshot that or anything, that's the current ADPZ list I'm testing for the Ultra Prism through Darkness Ablaze standard format. Like I said, not a lot of fancy stuff happening here. We got the Crobat V as a new addition, and we have Zamazenta V as something that's been in and out of ADPZ decks. And other than that, it's really, really just a simple build. And I think this is the way to go. I think you just want straightforward turn 1 alter creation, turn 2 start gusting things and knocking them out. And that's the way I've been doing it. So let me know what you think about ADPZ or Zacian builds in general. Are you doing anything crazy with Turbo Patch, other metal attackers? Let me know what you think of this list and anything that you might change for the Ultra Prism through Darkness Ablaze standard format, which the Atlas Pog 2020 tournament will be held in. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to see my future uploads and leave a like on the video. It really helps me reach new viewers. Use PotownStore.com, or I'm sorry, use code Celio for 5% off at PotownStore.com for all of your PTCGO needs. Darkness Ablaze will be coming around the corner on PTCGO very soon, so make sure you pick them up from my sponsor, Potown. And that's all I have for you today. I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.